Hey folks, welcome to Tuesday evening. It's Steve from Sonic Nomads here, and I'm joined by three members of a wonderful band called Erotic Secrets of Pompeii. We're here to talk about their second album, which landed on the 2nd of October. It's called Pitchfork Libra. Um, I've got a ton of questions for you, and I'm joined by Sean, who plays guitar in Erotic Secrets of Pompeii, Thomas, who's obviously the frontman vocalist, and Tom, who plays guitars, synths, and does a bit of backing vocals as well. So, welcome, first of all, to Sonic Nomads. Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much for
having
sparing
us.
your
Hello.
time
Yeah.
to come along and chat. The first question, I think, to open to all of you, how are you feeling right now, knowing that your new album is out there, available for everyone to hear? What's your feeling at the moment?
Feels great.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
an almighty relief to uncage that beast that has been sat dormant for a few months for this. Yeah, it feels really
Yeah.
good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Brilliant
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's your follow-up to your debut. I'm probably going to make an ass of myself trying to pronounce it. Mondo Maleficum? Is that how you pronounce
They
it?
become, yeah, yeah. Either
Maleficum.
way, yeah,
Sorry,
that's
my
fine.
bad. There
Yeah.
we are. Sounds like a spell from Harry Potter, but Mondo
Yeah,
Maleficum,
yeah.
which showed its face back in January 24. Now, my key question, Thomas, I'm going to ask you, being the vocalist front man, did you struggle with the dreaded second album syndrome?
No, no, but we didn't. I think well, it's interesting. The first album
Yeah.
has probably half the tracks. There are quite a few tracks that we've had from almost the band's inception. So some of those songs have been with us for a while.
Yeah.
So I think with this new album, it felt good to kind of be working on some new stuff and get and have a whole kind of a plate clean, if you like, and kind
Sure.
of
Sure.
a
Yeah.
slate clean. You can
Yeah.
have your plate
Yeah.
clean if you eat it, that's fine. But yeah, it was no, I don't think we kind of struggled with it, did we?
No,
But
and I
we
think we tend to be working sort of like half an album ahead all the time, which is
mm,
really nice. So
Okay. Yeah.
by
Yeah.
the time we'd released Mondo Maleficum, we probably had about half of Pitchfork written already.
Yeah.
Um,
mm,
and without revealing too many secrets, we're in a sort of similar situation right now as well. So
Right.
it takes a bit of the pressure off. Like if you just spread it out over the course of 12 months or so, you
Sure.
don't
yeah,
Sure.
find yourself scrabbling around so much towards
Yeah.
the
Oh,
release
that's
yeah.
date
good.
trying to come out. So
Yeah. That's it.
uh, but yeah, no, it's great. And I think Mondo sort of gave us a nice springboard
Mm.
thematically, musically to sort of naturally jump off from it straight into Pitchfork,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
I
has
think
been
with
really
just
nice.
following on from what Tom says as well, having that the songs have a little bit more space as well. If you're working on them for a little while longer, you get a bit more time with them in rehearsals to kind of work bits out.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean the way we operate is very much like we're always working on new demos, putting them in the pot, putting them in the pot, and working on things. So it's the wheel just continues, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
I think yeah, you got to be constantly writing. I think particularly when you're at our level, because it's not like we can go, oh, we're going to take a break from touring now. We're going to go away for a couple of months and write a new
Yeah.
album.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need to
Yeah.
we need to
Sure.
be doing it as well as playing
yeah,
shows and stuff. So we need to be
Yeah.
constantly working on stuff.
Yeah, exactly. No, that sounds true. As I say, it's a struggle for anyone. I mean, even established, musicians on major labels and things like that. I
Mm.
think they do struggle with that kind of approach on there. So good stuff. I've got a question now, which my sidekick, Rich, actually asked me to ask you. Is it true that Jools, your previous bass player, was always just a hologram?
he wasn't born that way.
No, he just transformed into a hologram as
He's a
his life.
transhuman. He no,
No,
yeah.
fair enough.
Neither was he a stopgap. He was with us, and he decided to leave. And that, but what's really great is that he's on half this album. He plays on
Yes.
half the tracks. He's also he deps for us now and again when Louise can't make it. So we played
Right.
the festival early this year, and we reconnected. And he comes to all the local shows. So we've got the album launch show taking place on the 17th of October, and he's going to be there at the front singing all
That
the
my
words.
next question is, I understand he's
Yeah,
going to be there, but yeah, is he
yeah,
actually going
yeah,
to be
yeah, yeah,
playing a
yeah.
starring
Yeah.
role, or is he just there as number one
Well,
fan? Or
he'll be kind of leading the choir of the audience, I'm sure.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, I know you got the Bristol show at Rough Trade. It's actually an in-store at Rough Trade in Nelson Street. Is it you playing?
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, that should be good.
That's right.
Exciting.
Yeah. So they've got if you've not been there, they've got a venue. They've actually got a venue out the back. So
That's right.
it's
Yeah, I've
yeah,
seen it a couple of
proper
times.
show.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be
Yeah,
good.
proper full band show, two support bands. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Nice. Who have you got supporting you, Sean?
We've got two Bristol bands, Johnny Vistic,
Okay.
and Cherry Chain.
Okay. Okay.
And Cherry Chain, the does Charlie sing? Cherry
He's a
Chain?
guitarist.
The guitarist from Cherry Chain. It's a bit of a tongue twister that.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, Cherry
Is
Chain, yeah.
he designed our t-shirt design for the latest
Okay.
batch of
Okay.
t-shirts and the
Nice.
animations in the latest music video for
I've got
Moving
what?
Sideways. Yeah.
Right, yes, I've got a question on that a little bit later on, how you came to work with him. So we'll save that one for a little bit later on. But no, that's good stuff. Nice. Okay. Now you play the album launch party on October 17th in Bristol. I put that you lie low until December when you're back with more UK dates, but I failed to see that you're actually out in Europe between October and November. So
Yeah.
you are pretty
Lying,
busy
yeah.
on there, basically.
Lying low, we're going incognito, we're leaving the country.
Yes, exactly. How are you received in Europe? This isn't your first foray into Europe, is it? You played Europe before?
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you love it.
Embracing culture and
Yeah.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
do the fans react to your music and your style in Europe? Do they get it? Do they sort of get
They
involved?
do.
Or-
Like all
yeah.
of the Bohemian Europeans come out and
and they say,
sort
"Das
of-
is good."
Yeah. They just
I can say that
They
because I was
do.
born in Germany.
No, that's it. Yeah, half
It goes
German.
well. It goes down well in Europe. I think
Yeah.
they like the theatrical element. I think,
Yes.
especially in Germany, you've got the history of the cabaret and that. I've
Sure,
put a bit of
sure,
stuff
sure.
on. You got the lipstick and that. We
Yeah.
perform. The music's a little bit angular and weird, and
Yeah,
so's
yeah, definitely.
the kind of the lyrics. And I think, and the Italians, I mean, they just love their rock. They just love their
Yeah.
rock.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
I
I
mean,
know
your
it's coming
music.
out late as well. So every time you build at 10 o'clock, you're playing at midnight.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a late one, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
but
thing. Especially.
it's great fun. But those
Yeah.
stages are hot, though, I gotta say.
Oh, I bet. And your
Really.
music, it's not the kind of music that's going to shy away from any genre. I mean, it is genre fluid, as I referred to it in a recent review on your last album, I think. But it really does touch on so many different styles and genres on there. There really is something for everyone.
great.
Yeah.
Nice, good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's,
I think
that's fantastic to get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now
It's
you
got a
mentioned,
sound, but it's but I think we have our certain, we know
Yeah.
what we want the sound like and do, but we certainly
Exactly.
can flirt and float
yeah,
around.
exactly that. Yeah, there's something there for everyone. I really honestly do think that. But yeah. Now you mentioned the art for your new t-shirts. What's the artist name again? Sorry.
It's
CF Charat.
Okay. I've got that down here, but I didn't know what the CNF stood for. But
So the new t-shirts are actually designed by Mel.
Yeah,
Whitty.
sorry, it was the older t-shirts that was designed by CF Charat.
right. So you did the
Yeah,
first
Steve
one,
Surratt,
right?
we've worked with
Okay.
several times, and he's
Yeah,
done designs for us. Fantastic.
Yeah.
He did the new music video, the designs for that as well.
I saw that. Yeah, they're pretty well,
Yeah.
pretty psyche, very, very sort of Salvador Dali-ish almost. But it's
Yeah.
quite mad. How did you come to sort of work with them in the first place? Then, is it a long-term friend or just someone that you met on the industry? Or
So CF Charat is also known as Francis Pylons, which is his performing name.
yeah, stage name.
I think it was a show that we couldn't actually make. We were
Okay.
2020. It was
Mm.
I think it was just before the pandemic.
Lockdown,
Literally
yeah.
around that time, the day one of the days around that, we couldn't make it due to our drummer broke something and was ill, and we had to find a replacement. We looked around and Francis Pylons popped up and we had a listen, and he sounded like Tom Waits meets what's that mad folk player called, Tom?
Nick Drake.
Richard Dawson is I'm thinking of.
Okay, yeah.
That with a guitar in, there's this kind of very weird, and he kind of stepped in, and a few of us went there to kind of meet him, and he just had that connection. You kind of see me and Tom have worked with him in another project as well, and he's an artist. He's designed things for us, so yeah, it's great to be able to work with a lot of local talent like that.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to keep it local if you can. As I say, it saves on a lot of cost and things like that, doesn't it? But no, good
Postage, yeah.
stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, indeed. Now, I want to talk about your Kickstarter campaign for Pitchfork Libra. Did you expect it to be as successful as it was? Did you start it thinking, well, if even if we reach half of our target, we'll be happy? Obviously, you smashed it. You know, what were expectations in the early days?
It's always really scary doing
Mm,
those, I think, because you don't know how it's going to go. We did
mm.
one for Mondo as well, but it was slightly less ambitious because we were less
Okay.
established.
Yeah.
But that went really well, and so we
Hmm.
thought, let's do it again for Pitchfork. We want to achieve some extra things, so let's just scale it up a little bit. And
Yeah.
the reception was amazing, and it was all fine in the end. But you do remain apprehensive until you've met
Yeah.
that target,
Yeah.
because you don't you know that there's an element of like validation attached to it, because you think, oh god, do people like us enough to put their money where their mouths are? And
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
our sort of fan base do tend to actually support us with coming to shows and buying stuff, and it's
Yeah.
amazing.
That's
We
good.
wouldn't
That's good.
expect them, yeah.
What did the additional funds raised from the campaign allow you to do? Did it allow for better production, better studio, more studio time? I don't know. Talk to me about that. You know, what did it
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
allow you in the long
that'd be
run?
good. No, I'd have been sat in my studio mixing it regardless of how much money we made on this.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Tom is probably best placed to answer this.
Mm,
So yeah, we kind of wanted to do more things. So we've got
mm,
like some of the merchant bits and that along with it, but also it helped with the music videos that we're making as well. So I guess that's like the rental of the equipment,
yeah.
of the space to film the last music video in as well. So
Mm,
it all adds up to that as well.
yeah.
I
In terms
think I
of
think yeah, I think like we want, well, we need to do, if we want vinyl, we
Yeah.
need to raise some funds. So I
Oh
think
God, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
the base thing we were aiming for was to get the vinyls
yeah,
Mm,
pressed, and then we had a few, and we were like, well, if we can get that, great. And then if there's others, I mean, there's always stuff that you need to pay for. We were
yeah,
like,
of
so we
course.
had like different ideas of what we could do in mind, and I think we were like, the next thing we can do is put this into some really cool videos, which we
Mm,
like to do and which we think is important to what we
yeah.
do.
Mm,
Um, so yeah, it was kind of like bonus funds were able to
mm,
go
yeah.
into the video side of it, I think.
Yeah, something that you maybe not have had the allocated funds in the first place for, then,
Yeah,
Sean. It's something that there's extra money there to play around and be a little bit more frivolous with, but
that's
obviously
right.
for good reason. Yeah, to get it
Yeah.
out there and help promote it. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Now, with two albums in the bag, I want to ask you about your approach to writing music. And has it changed since you started on your debut record to doing Pitchfork? You know, did the approach to music writing or recording even? Did the process change for you?
I don't think it really has.
No?
Not in any dramatic way that I can think of. So generally, what tends to happen is one of us will knock up a demo
Mm,
in our sort of respective studios, and then
yeah.
send it to the others, and they'll put on little bits,
Mm,
and then that'll sort of create 40% worth of a finished song, and
yeah.
then we'll flesh it out in a room together, generally
Hmm.
speaking. There are some exceptions to that rule, but that sort of seems to be generally how
That
it is.
seems to be the model. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
Oh,
kind of
oh, go on.
what we've done through both those albums, is that's been kind of the model, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, I'll augment that answer as well, because I know we gave a recent interview, and I think one of the pull quotes was, "It's more of a diplomatic, or was there something about a diplomatic way of writing, or something that we said?" Obviously, that I probably said, and I think in that, by what I meant by that was, I guess that first album, when the band started, it was kind of like, oh, I want to have a little project. I've written these songs, but more and more, it is allowing from not allowing, but I'm just less anal these days, and like Tom is writing more of the demos, and when we take them to the room, there's more freedom,
Yeah.
and I've got less of the demoitis as the curse that is when you
Mm,
make a demo and people change it. You go, well, that's not what it is on the demo, but then you actually
mm.
realise that down the line, Oh my
But
God,
that's
it's my
probably
favorite
out of the experience of having now two albums where
Yeah.
the
Absolutely.
demos have started, and then you can see how they've like progressed and having the
Yeah.
trust in that process.
Yeah, and the trust in the players as well. Yeah, knowing
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. So
indeed.
it's
But I suppose a new thing that Thomas has started doing is also giving us some prompts, which is
Oh,
very useful. So he'll come to me with like a little list of 10 phrases. You might be able to rattle off a few now because I can't think of any.
well, for example, the song, the opener of the album. Oh no, not the opener. No, I tell a lie. The previous single, not the last one, the one before that, Bring Me Back from the Black Beyond.
yeah.
I messaged Tom and said, I don't know what, I must have been watching something or doing whatever I was doing. I went, right, remember those old FIFA football games? And I say that because I don't play any video games these days. I'm just thinking, all I remember is they had Kasabian on and they had like these big rock
Right.
songs.
Yeah.
Could you write a demo, write a track that could feature on like FIFA, even if it was in a twisted, bizarro universe, maybe? And Tom, I don't know, maybe it was a week or whatever, threw that together and went, how about this? Sent it to me. I put some vocals on it. Sent it to the guys, and they went, "God, that's good, isn't it?" So I did it that way. Sometimes I'll send things like Jake, like write a cubist drum beat or imagine 1,000 spiders do. I mean, sometimes they can get a bit arty. And I think people just kind of right. It gives you something to start on, isn't it? It's like, what's a cubist drum beat? How would
That's
you?
right. Yeah. What
Your,
I'll
yeah,
Google trying to find out what you actually mean. But
yeah,
it's
yeah,
nice to have
yeah.
the ideas out there, I think, isn't
Yeah.
it? But yeah.
He ended up playing a Cuban drum beat.
Different thing
They
altogether. Yeah,
corrected. Yeah.
absolutely. What about studio time then, chaps? Was it a much slicker process the second time round? But I know you have access to a number of places where you can write and demo and record and things like that. But actually in the main studio where you're laying down the tracks on there, was it a quicker process? Was it easier?
Um, it was the boring answer, I'm
Mm.
afraid, is no. It was basically the same.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
suppose we recorded both albums
Mm.
in 2 sessions each. So Mondo was two sessions. All in all was probably like 6 days in the studio,
Okay.
and Pitchfork was basically exactly the same, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously for Pitchfork, we had Jools playing bass on the first session, which was the first half of the album that we recorded. And this isn't in terms of track listing. It wasn't like we recorded the first 5 songs as
Right.
bit, but it was just the first 5 that we'd finished. We
Yeah, got
recorded
it put out. Yeah.
with
Okay.
Jools, and then a few months later, we went back into the studio with Louise and
Mm.
recorded the second 5. So I suppose in terms of like personnel, there was
Yeah.
a difference, but we used the same studio. And in fact, the reason that we went back to Hum Studios, which is in Bristol, was because it worked so well in for the Mondo sessions, and
Mm.
it's a really ergonomic space. We know Dom, who owns it, really well, and it's just so nice knowing what you're going into and knowing
Yeah.
that all the gear will work and you know what the room sounds like. And we
Yeah.
wanted like a level of consistency between the two albums.
Sure.
We didn't really want them to sound completely different.
Right.
And so it was a good process. So what we tend to do is record in each session 5 songs worth of drums, bass, and some guitars and a lot of vocals.
Right.
And then we take it away, peel back the layers, see what we've got, and see where the gaps are, and then come to
Okay.
my studio and just do guitar overdubs, vocal
Yeah.
overdubs, all that kind of stuff.
Awesome.
And it works really well. And it gives us a bit of sort of stretching it out, gives us a bit of time just to sit with the music and figure out how we want it to be. Like, I think there's something to be said for going into the studio over a weekend and blasting out a record and finishing it, and that really is like a snapshot, sort of like in the moment view of like what that music is. But
Yeah.
I think for us, we like to stew on it a little bit and let them sort of breathe and live, and they sort of find their own way a little bit, usually because I spend ages in the studio layering stuff and then thinking, no, that's shite, let's get rid of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that run the risk though, Tom, of you never sort of being happy with a polished final result? When is it done? When is it ready to, in the bag, let's move on to the next one. But if you're constantly playing and fiddling and overdubs and things like that, there must come a point where you think, no, that's it. I'm happy with that. Everyone's signed up to it. Let's just lock it, move it.
You've got to have some discipline about it. I tend to find that each track reaches a natural finish point, and that
Right.
point is when you start putting stuff on and then taking it off again.
Right.
Like, no,
Yeah.
that's done. It's done now. Yeah, nothing else
Yeah.
is making it any better.
You're
at
not
all.
adding any value to the actual
Yeah.
material. You're just basically clogging it up with more overdubs and things, and
Yeah,
it's just taking more
exactly.
time to. Yeah. No, that's it. Oh, that's good. That's good. Brilliant. No, it's interesting. Just studio time is obviously the most expensive thing in the world for upcoming bands and emerging artists and things. But it's often the case of going in, and I've chatted to bands where they have spent the whole weekend in the studio, 18-hour days, just literally killing themselves trying to get it out so they don't have to pay for another weekend session, that kind of thing, because the money is so tight. But it's interesting to hear where you take things away and then add them, in your own little studio time and things like that. So that's really interesting.
We're fortunate as well with Tom for many reasons, but in this kind of context, because we do what they call in the industry as a dry hire. So we don't have to, when we're hiring the studio, it's that we're hiring the space.
Right.
Rather than having to have a producer as well, which is more money.
Yeah. Okay.
If we can find a way to cut spending, we do. We're quite a frugal band, and we need to be.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Any cost-saving ideas? Answers on the postcards, please, folks. Yeah, exactly. Now, Tom, while you're in the center of my screen here, again, a question from my sidekick Rich on the podcast: is Tom's stage character based on anyone or anything in particular?
I thought he was talking to you, Tom.
Sorry, Thomas. Sorry, Thomas.
Oh yeah, that's kind of good actually. No. It's an amalgam of different things, isn't it? It's an amalgam of different things.
Yeah.
Is this an audio? Are they going to see the video as well?
Well, we can put it out on video if it's all going to work. But why? What are you showing?
I mean, I end up looking at this chap for most of the time. So
okay.
There's a bit of Terry back and forth in there.
Okay.
So
we're getting a bit of Iggy Pop as well. I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Good stuff.
Love Iggy, love David Bowie, but Nick Cave, bit of that kind of thing. And
I mean, they're very theatrical artists in their own rights, weren't they? Ziggy and all that lot. Back in the 70s and things. It was just constantly evolving. But yeah, amazing.
Some people are very comfortable and very proficient and very good at standing still and performing, and that works for them.
Yeah,
but that's just not
you.
Doesn't come natural to me. Yeah. I gesticulate a lot in life, so
exactly. Do you think the whole band brings something to the stage in a form of an alter ego or a persona that they're sort of acting almost? I mean, certainly you, Thomas, very much up front, driving the ship, if you like. But Sean, being the guitarist on there, I mean, it's probably a little bit harder to sort of put that act on, if you like. But are you a different person on stage that you are in real life?
That's a good question. I'd say on the whole, not, but I have my moments. There's certainly things I do on stage that I wouldn't be doing in normal life. But
he supports Man United on stage.
Yeah, well, no, it wouldn't go that far. But I mean, that's part of that is just being in front of a crowd and feeding off the crowd.
Yeah.
Like, you're not in front of a crowd in your everyday life.
Sure,
no,
you're not. No,
it's gonna do something to you, I think.
Yeah, no, indeed. And I could imagine Thomas being in a deli, sort of feeding off the crowd, ordering his lunch or something, and jumping around with his lipstick on and things. It would be a little bit wrong, and he'd probably get carted off to the funny farm. But it's exactly.
I mean, it's a performance you're doing, isn't it? And
of course.
Even if you're a Salt the Earth punk band, whatever it is, when you get on stage and you're playing that and you're feeling that, you're kind of delivering something to the people. Right?
No, exactly.
And sometimes that can come out in a lot of different ways.
I suppose what I would like to add is it's not really an act when we're performing. Our rehearsals look like that.
Really?
Tom's doing that in rehearsal.
I was still aching from like last night, so I'll be honest. I was limping.
Brilliant. It was really interesting. Thank you. Now, another one from my sidekick. You often use very old classic reference points in your lyrics. Do you have an existing knowledge, or do you search out these little nuggets of information specifically for your records and your performances?
Mainly A, but a bit of column A, a bit of column B. I think you can see behind me a big collection of books. There's more.
Yes.
on me. I've got a little
Impressive.
bit of an addiction, really, of buying them, and I just like to learn things and
Yeah.
find out about the world, whatever that might be, weird
Mm,
things or spiritual kind of things, or philosophical things, or horror things, or some
yeah.
nasty things. And I keep notebooks, and you kind of pick up little things and put them down and into
Yeah.
notebooks. And when we're writing the songs, you go through the lyrics and see kind of what fits together. But
Mm,
I think it's for me anyway, as an artist, it's important to kind of stay open and as a not a transmitter, but so just open to kind of take everything in and
yeah,
kind of
yeah, exactly.
around
Yeah.
and see what
Like a
kind of
sponge, you're almost
yeah,
soaking
a
so
sponge.
much
That's it. Yeah,
information
that's
in.
much better
Yeah,
than a
exactly.
transmitter.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
you can be a transmitter as well. You can sponge enough and
Yeah,
then you
yeah.
transmit it
Sponge and
out. I
then
think
transmit it
that's the
out on
next
stage.
stage.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. No, it's interesting. It's
I've got
interesting.
a question for you, Steve.
Oh,
Is
go on then.
your sidekick a hologram? I
Is
can't see it.
my sidekick is more than a hologram. He's actually a transformer. But by day he actually runs a fencing company in Torquay. I don't mean fencing as in on guard with long foils and things. He's actually putting wooden stakes in the ground, building fences for people, and I think he does gazebos and maybe other
Oh,
static buildings in the garden and things. But yeah,
this has turned
I
into a
might have a
club.
word see if we can make you a nice rose trellis for your next stage performance, maybe or
Oh, I
something
tell
like
you
that.
what. Yeah, when next time we're down in your area, absolutely. That'd be great.
Come along and we'll see what he's got
It'll
in
be
his
like-
workshop. But yeah, exactly. No, that's good. Now I've got another one here, which is looking at the dynamic of the band, because obviously since your new bass player, whose name I've already forgotten,
Louise.
Louise.
Louise, thank you. Now, again, this is another silly question from Rich. This isn't one of mine, so please don't judge me. I once worked, this is Rich, with a bloke called Jeff, who went off sick for 4 months, and when he came back, he was a woman called Jackie. And it really changed the whole group dynamic in the office. How do you feel about having a female in your little gang will change things going forward?
She's the most badass out of all of us.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah, yeah. She drinks us all under the table.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, she's
And
the liability on
yeah,
sort of
She's not the mother hen then. She doesn't keep you all in order. She's the wild one who leads you all astray. Is
Oh
that fair to
yeah.
say?
Yeah. It hasn't really changed the dynamic that much, really. I
No.
think she
Okay.
is her and Jake are partners, her and the drummer are partners as well. So they've
Ah, okay.
got a
Got it.
rhythm section that have been together for 13 plus years. So,
Wow.
which
Okay.
is a
Well, that's
great thing
good.
as well, like the Tom Tom Club.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I guess the main thing that's changed is on tour, if there's one nice double bed available, we know who's getting it. And
You know who's getting that.
it's not
Yeah.
us three. Yeah.
No, no,
I
no.
still,
That's it.
I still
No.
think that's not fair. I
Yeah.
still, I still think that should, that's not, we should still draw straws.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Just because you're in a relationship, it doesn't mean you automatically get a
Yeah.
Bagsy the nice bed, is it? But oh, that's good.
Yeah, you're
That's good.
right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, take that from us. You say, yeah, short
Yeah.
straws and whoever gets it. Where are you normally staying when you're on tour? I mean, Europe. I mean, I'm assuming hotels every night. You're not going to be sofa surfing and back of cars and things like that. Have you splashed out,
yeah. In
treated
Europe,
yourself?
they look after you in Europe. It's lovely.
Yeah.
They tend to give you a place to stay, and they feed you, and
Okay.
they give you some money to come and play in their wonderful venue.
Mm.
The UK is a little way behind that.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Unfortunately.
In the UK we tend to find that we have to they just let you sort yourself out,
Yeah.
and the promoters are always lovely people, but they just don't seem to have the same level of funding that
Yeah.
they do in Europe.
Mm.
So yes, Europe great. In the UK we tend to stay at people's houses
Yeah.
or hotels, or when we can get back to Bristol the same night, we do that. We've got like a sort of 3 hour driving limit that we
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, anymore.
I
I
think
suppose
the
it's just not practical, is it?
yeah, I think booking a hotel is normally the last resort, isn't it? I
Yeah.
think if we can get back to Bristol, I mean, if it means a late night, but we save on the money on
Sure.
staying somewhere, then we'll do that. And a lot of the time we use the goodwill of our friends to put us up,
Mm.
which is we've got a few dotted around the country, which
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
we've used different bases at one point or the other. So
Well, it's nice to know your fan base is flexible and, as I say, friendly and accommodating if you need to call upon them. As I say, it's just a case of getting out there and trying to save as much money as you can and get off on that. Which leads me to my next question, which is actually my last question, but I've got another one hidden up my sleeve for you. Um, Merchandise. I did see some on your page, or Bandcamp, I think it was on there. Any plans to expand the range? I'm thinking tea towels, fridge magnets, maybe some erotic secrets of Pompeii themed baubles for Christmas tree, maybe as we're coming into the festive season. But what do you think? Any ideas?
We were thinking about doing a whole kitchenware range, weren't we?
Yeah, and a duvet set as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
In a single and double combo, I hope, Thomas,
of
to
course, of
Yeah.
course.
cater for the
Yeah.
singletons amongst us. Yep, okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
good.
yeah,
That's
of
good.
course.
But no, it's
Good.
serious. I mean, people, bands do often rely on merchandise at gigs to, pay for the petrol, buy a meal, and that kind of thing. But
Absolutely. Yeah.
what you're obviously got to be out there sort of doing it and things. And I know part of the Kickstarter campaign was adopt a track or whatever it was you refer to it in that sort of way, where you get your name in the album, notes and things like that, which is a great way of doing it. Have you always having to think about new, fresh ways of engaging with fans and putting out material that they actually want to buy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We spend a lot of time thinking about merch and
Yeah.
what would people like and what's sort of like vaguely useful. And so we've
Yeah.
got tea towels, we've got t-shirts.
Yeah,
We're thinking about maybe doing like a little sort of zine or something like that.
yeah,
Maybe a
okay,
photo book because we've just got a lot of sort of creative materials that we
yeah.
can bundle into
Yeah.
things like that. And
Mm.
obviously records and CDs.
Mm.
We've Louise was she knitted a limited run of beanie hats, which
Oh wow,
they've all gone
amazing.
now,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
were great. So
Yeah.
we need to get her knitting something else. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, the erotic merch stand is usually fully fleshed out with
Oh
wonderful
yeah.
wares.
Yeah, exactly. I remember
Yeah.
seeing you in Exeter last year or the year
Yeah.
before, I think it was on the Mondo tour. But yeah, it was great there. Yeah. I think you also had crisps and dips. I think people were getting confused whether they had to make a donation for that or whether it was just to help yourself. I don't know. But it was
Remember that?
those
Yeah.
things.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was right. We've actually got some new. One of the new ones we've got is the tote bag here
Oh, nice. I
that,
like.
that
I
will be
like.
available on the next tour and for the
Yeah.
Kickstarter that went for that bundle as well. So
Brilliant.
yeah,
Yeah, very
we're trying
nice.
to try new things. That the tea towels go down really well. They go down
Yeah.
very well. I've got to say,
Oh, everyone
they
needs a tea towel, Thomas. Everyone
yeah,
needs a tea towel. You know what I mean? It's yeah, sort of
yeah,
thing that
yeah.
would.
It's a
And I've
handy
seen
thing.
people frame tea towels as well in like a nice frame and put it up on the wall. It's just a nice little
Right?
keepsake,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's it. Brilliant stuff. So we've got a few minutes left on the interview time on there. So what are you looking forward to between now and Christmas then? You've got Europe, you've got your launch party, if you like, at Rough Trade in Bristol on the 17th of October. Which highlights are you particularly excited about? Maybe go around the room and give us a highlight from each of you before we close.
Um, yeah, go on and I'll start. Yeah, I mean everything you mentioned there is. I'll
Yes.
go for the launch show because I mean the that's first,
Yes.
so that's the next thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
it's just going to be a big celebration. Like it um feels like we started on this album a
Yeah.
while ago, and it's been uh
A
yeah,
journey.
it's been now it's finally out. It's going to be good
Mm,
to and
yeah.
playing the new songs off it for the first time so
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
the show.
Indeed.
Um, and yeah, it's going to be nice and busy, so it's good. Yeah,
Exciting.
it'll be
Yeah.
good.
Good stuff. Thanks, Sean. What about you, Tom? What are you most excited about?
I'll go with Europe. I'm really looking forward to that. We had
Yeah.
a great time
Okay.
last time. It's
Any
going to be great.
particular places in Europe you're excited about getting back to,
Uh,
or?
well, we're going to some new places, but we are visiting some places we played in before as well. We're playing in a tiny little town called Kusel in Germany, which is
Okay.
this. It's absolutely tiny, and it's
Mm.
in the middle of what feels like nowhere. But I don't want to. It's sort of like a Tolkien nowhere rather than like a desolate sort of
Right.
tumbleweed nowhere.
Got it.
And it's just got a great venue, great people. Really looking
Mm.
forward to that. And then
Cool.
Yeah.
we're going to Switzerland. We're going to Croatia, which we didn't go to before.
Okay.
So yeah, some new places to hit.
A few
Some new.
firsts on the list for you to look forward to and enjoy as well. But a sightseeing as well, I hope.
very
Yeah,
limited, very
Yeah.
limited because
out of the
Limited
window of the
size.
you're
van.
in and out.
Yeah. And
I
lastly,
didn't know these
Thomas,
vans got windows yet.
yeah, to make some, put some cling film on them so you can see out of them. It'd be a nice little touch, wouldn't it? Thomas, let's close off with you then. What you're most
All right,
excited
all right.
about?
Let me try and think of it. So I'll be completely diplomatic and just say everything. But I think so. What Sean said with the album launch show is exciting because we've also got, as we previously briefly mentioned, Mel Wickham, who designed the new T-shirts, who's a
Right.
printmaker and artist herself. She's also a saxophone player who plays
Okay.
on the new album, and she's going to come and play on one of the songs live.
Right.
So we're going to get her up, and she's going to be squonking that sax.
Wow. Sounds
Which is
good.
very exciting.
Yeah.
And hometown crowd is always
Oh
a
God,
blast.
yeah.
And we try and get them to do the Bring Me Back from the Black Beyond music video, Conga Line of Death.
Right.
You're fantastic. Kuzel, yes, we made some good friends over there, but also, like Tom says, we're playing places we've never played before. I'm kind of looking forward to Milan because that's our only Italian date. And
Right.
No,
it was
no, it's
good
not.
tour
No,
for
it's
us.
not.
Is it
Oh.
not?
No, we're playing
Oh,
Ravenna
no.
as well.
Bronson. Yeah.
Oh, Thomas,
I
you let
feel
your side
alive.
down, mate. You let
Oh,
your
there's
side
even
down
more
with your
things to
lack
be
of
excited
geography.
about. I know, terrible. And then after that, we've got the UK. We got the UK stint in December. I'm constantly. Can you not tell? I'm just constantly excited about everything.
You are. You're just a
Thrilling.
ball of
And
excitement.
then I'm really looking forward to the ESOP New Year's Eve party around my house.
That sounds like it
the New
might
Year.
get a little bit messy. I'm only suggesting, but yeah, I imagine it'd be a raucous affair. But brilliant. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for sparing your time. It's been great to talk to you again. It seems like, well, it is about 18, well, not quite 18 months since the last time we spoke, talking about the debut album Mundo. But all the best for the opening night at the Rough Trade, the European dates, obviously the UK dates after that, going to the end of the year. And all the best for your New Year's Eve party. And I hope that you've managed to get some time set aside on New Year's Day to clear your heads and start 2026 with as you mean to go on. So pleasure talking to you, chaps.
Thanks,
Cheers,
Steve.
Steve.
All right,
Thanks a lot,
guys.
mate.
Thank you,
Nice
mate.
one.
See you
Take it
later.
easy.
Take
See you
care,
soon.
Ben.
Cheers, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.